Disclaimer is not my story time. My best friend and I have known each other for about 3 years. Now, there has always been jealousy between us. We're very competitive because we're both models, and we're always trying to one-up each other with the jobs we get. Luckily, we both do pretty well. We both modeled for Kylie Cosmetics. When it comes to men, we both tend to go for the same type of guy. And yes, he's always a little bit toxic. Well, this time around, my bestie decided to start dating a regular guy. He works at an office and he's not toxic at all. In fact, he's got money, stability, doesn't have any mental health issues. Obviously, seeing the fact that she got with somebody who was healthy made me feel like I wasn't doing enough. And after meeting this guy, I realized just how good he is. He's also pretty attractive. I knew that their relationship would not be good for me. I became extremely envious. I was angry at her all the time. That's when I started making up lies about him to my best friend. Told her that he would stare at me a lot and that it made me uncomfortable. Part 2 is up. Disclaimer is not my story time. That's when I started making up straight up lies about him. I told my best friend that he would stare at me and that it made me uncomfortable. And when I told her this, she went crazy on him. She actually confronted him in front of me. Trust me, I wasn't expecting her to do that, but he went out of his way to apologize to me and told me that he didn't mean to make me uncomfortable. And he said that if he even stared at me, it was probably a mistake. Y'all, I know he didn't stare at me. I was lying, but he still apologized to me. This is when I realized just how good a guy he is. And this made me want him even more. I was angrier and more jealous than ever. My envy levels were through the roof. Every time they went out on a date, I would try to sabotage it somehow. I'd go over to her house to help her get ready and randomly start doing her makeup and force her to be late. One time I even pretended to drop a glass of water and I wet her hair just so that she would be late to the date. And it started working. They began fighting and she would tell him that he had no patience with her and he started calling her flaky. This is when I had to go to Instagram. I made an account and pretended to be another girl. I started messaging him but he wasn't replying. What I did next is bad. Part 3 is up. That's when I slid into my bestie's boyfriend's DMs pretending I was somebody else. Disclaimers are not my story time. I spent 2 weeks creating this fake account. I found a random Brazilian model online. I basically stole all her Instagram pictures. I went ahead and made the account and started posting every single day, multiple times a day. And I even started posting on the stories, like stealing her pictures and pretending it was uploaded from that day. I was really good at it. I started messaging him, but nothing. Eventually, I replied to one of his stories and he did end up seeing that one, but he didn't reply. So I knew I had to take it a step further. I know that he's in financing, so I reached out to him with a question about finance. This is when he replied. He offered to give me a free consultation online. Instead of saying yes to that right away, I started asking him questions and he was answering. But eventually I asked him what city he was living in and if he wanted to hang out. This is when he politely said that he would go out with me, but that he has a girlfriend and that nothing could happen. Told him I was new in town and that I needed friends. He sent me a list of restaurants that I could go to. I mean, how nice is he? But still he kept it really professional. So I took all of the evidence and I went to my best friend. She hit the roof. She completely believed everything I said. It only took me 2 hours to convince her to leave him. Part 4 is once I convinced my best friend to break up with her boyfriend because I wanted him, everything was easy. I showed her the Instagram DMs, which weren't really that bad, but she still got really mad at him. She even thanked me for going out of my way to prove that he was a lying cheater. According to her, the fact that he even would message this girl back shows that he had an intention to speak to her, even though he didn't actually agree to hang out with her. And I have to agree with that. She ended up breaking up with him that very same day. Then he messaged me asking if I could try to help him get back with her. Of course I said no, but now my goal is to try to get with him. I feel like this is going to be really hard because he's such a good guy, and also I need to keep it secret from my best friend. But I want a man like this, someone loyal and kind. I actually ended up telling my mom about my plan and she tells me not to do it. What should I do?
Can someone please explain to me why teenage girls are so mean for no reason? So about an hour ago, I went out to Target, and mind you, I already hate going out by myself, so this just made it 10 times worse. So literally right as I'm walking into Target, a group of 5 girls walks in. And the first thing that goes through my head is, oh my gosh, they're so pretty, I'm scared of them. I haven't had conditioner for about like a week and a half, and I've been too lazy to go to the store, so the first place that I went in Target was to go get more conditioner. So the group of girls is like right behind me, and I just hear them like laughing and giggling. I don't think they're laughing at me, but you know, when a group of girls is behind you laughing, you get like scared. I don't know about y'all, but I do. I'm not gonna give you guys all of the boring details. I'm gonna get straight to the point that literally hurt my feelings and made me want to run out of Target crying. I grab my conditioner and then I go over and look at the nails because as we all know, I have 4 nails on this side and then none on this hand, and I was like, let me just get some acrylic, some press on acrylic. So the press on nails are on like the back shelf, and I bend down to like look at the ones on the bottom, and one of the girls, obviously the mean one, comes up to me and is like, do you know where the nail polish remover is? As if it's not right next to me. But I just replied with, I'm not sure, I don't work here. And she was like, oh, it looks like you'd work here. And at that point I'm like, oh, I don't know what that means. All the Target employees are wearing red. I am wearing a black hoodie. Does it look like I work here? But no, I was way too scared to like talk back to that girl. Then one of the other girls that she's with grabs the conditioner that I had already grabbed and goes, ooh, I've been looking for this, and takes it and walks down the aisle and starts laughing with her friend. Now, I am all by myself and it is a group of girls. I'm not going to say anything because I don't feel like getting my feelings hurt. So I get up, don't pick out any nails, and I'm just kind of upset, and I walk over right back to the conditioner because that's one thing that I did need. So I hear the girls laughing and I'm like, all right, I gotta get out of this aisle. So I hurry up and grab my conditioner. And like, I genuinely felt like I was being, like, pranked or something, like, and I know I'm being dramatic, but, like, why are they so mean? I know I sound dramatic, but, like, being there, it felt like they were, like, trying to corner me in and, like, jump me or something. So I say, excuse me, and I get out the aisle. So about 5 minutes goes on of me being in Target, and I'm trying to, like, figure out what I want for dinner tonight. So I'm, like, going down the frozen food section. They didn't say this directly to my face, but they made it very clear that it was aimed towards me. The girl that told me that I look like I work at Target walks by the aisle and was like, of course she's in the food section. Obviously aimed at me. At this point, I'm like, what the hell? Like, who are these girls and why are they doing this? Because it was like nothing said to my face other than that first interaction at like the nail spot, but then everything else kind of like was like secretly aimed at me, and I'm like, what did I do to these girls? This is what made me feel like I was literally being filmed for freaking TikTok. So I guess they split up, and one of the other girls, they come by and like she's like recording me, and I'm like, oh shoot. Oh, maybe this was for TikTok to see what would you do. So at this point, I only have a big bottle of the Kristen Nest conditioner in my hands and then a bag of Dino Nuggets because your girl loves Dino Nuggets. And I just really did not feel like cooking tonight. At this point, it's like another 5 minutes goes by. I kind of forget about the girls. Right when I forget about them. As I'm walking towards the clothes in Target, one of the girls bumps into me trying to make everything in my hands fall out. And I literally looked at her like this. And she looks at me and she says, is there a problem? I was like, no, I'm sorry. That was my fault. I'm so sorry. After I says that, the girl goes, pussy. I'm like, what the actual fuck? If you're the really pretty girl that I ran into Target with the ginger long hair that was curled, you are rude. As she's walking back to her friends, I realize that I'm being recorded. So if you guys see a video of me on TikTok basically getting bullied by a group of girls, yeah, that's me. I just kind of forget about it. I don't really pay them no mind because I'm like, girls are just rude. I saw a really cute pair of jeans on a mannequin. I set my Dino Nuggets and my conditioner down because again, that's all I had in my hands, right on like the little shelf where like all of the jeans were, or whatever you call it. I have the jeans like this. I see one of the girls, a different girl, not the ginger girl this time, run over, snatch my conditioner, and run. Again, what is the point? Again, I know I'm being dramatic, but at that point, I literally just wanted to cry. I'm like, why am I being bullied by a random group of girls? I totally forgot about my Dino Nuggets, and I try to walk over back to the conditioner because that is the one thing that I need. I was like, all right, I'm just gonna get this conditioner, and I'm going to leave. I heard the girls laughing again. I turn around, and they're literally following me, and I'm like, why? Like, at that point, like, I just wanted to bust out in tears. Why? Am I ugly or something? Like, why are y'all bullying me? I grab my conditioner, and as I am walking out of the aisle, a different girl, this time it was a girl that hasn't said anything, comes up to me and says, do you have something to say to us? Because you keep giving us a dirty look. And I said, no, like, I'm so sorry. Like, I feel like y'all are trying to target me or something. And they said, are you calling us a bitch? And I said, no, I did not say that. Just like that. I was like, no, I did not say that. I'm just trying to get my stuff and leave the store. What is your point in doing this? The girl goes, we just find it funny. And at that point, I'm like, okay, so now I know everything that you guys were doing was on purpose. But again, I'm scared of a group of girls, so I didn't say anything and I just walked away. I get to self-checkout with just my conditioner. I left my Dino Nuggets that I really wanted. I get over there and I see the group of girls following me and I'm like, please, not again. I get to the self-checkout and one of them comes up to me and was like, oh, I'll pay for that for you. I was like, no, it's okay. Like, I got it. It's literally just a couple bucks. And she was like, no, I'm gonna get it for you. In like the fake high-pitched voice. While I'm insisting no, she taps her phone, pays for my thing, and then walks away with it. At that point, I literally just left Target and was like, I am not doing this. I'm never coming back here. I got in my car and I cried on the way home because I was just being a little dramatic little baby. But I don't know, guys. If you are one of those girls